Well, anyways, why this particular haircut was worth recording here, besides the fact that I learned a little more, got more of an actual Italian experience, this guy, obsessed with himself guy, was actually pretty cool. He had some music, American music playing. It was a mixtape. He asked me from where I was from, and I told him, he asked me from where I was from, and I told him, California. He flipped over his tape, rewound it a little, and pressed it play. I had no idea of what he was doing. The song started. I thought, oh my god, if this is Hotel California, then I'm gonna just die of laughter. It was Hotel California.
Through the pages of my old journals, with every turn another memory, and dusty words bring pictures to my mind. I see the marks of the passage of time.
Hello and welcome to the 29th episode of Journaling Through the Years. And I'm Leah. Welcome. I just want to say that the reason I'm wearing all of this, I do wear glasses, but you can see that the reflection from the computer, so I take them off. I don't necessarily need them to read. I wear them for depth perception because I have 20/25 vision, so I can pretty much see. But until I was about 7 years old, I was blind in my, how does this work? This is my left eye. Right. Left eye? No, right. No, left. I was blind in my left eye until I was about 7 years old. And then when I started first grade and was reading, they're like, hey, something's wrong with this kid. And there's a lot of things wrong. But they checked my vision. And I had to wear, this right eye was perfect, basically. And so it was just a plain old lens. But then, just nothing, just glass. And then this was, thick. It was thicker back then. You can see my eyes bigger. And then, because it's magnified. And then I had to wear patches on the right eye to kind of strengthen it. But then when I got to high school, it was like, you don't really need to wear glasses anymore. And it was like, okay, that's fine. But after all these years, I realized, I think that my brain had still been trained from 1 to 7. Because, your brain is developing so much when you're early childhood. So I think it had been trained to kind of be lopsided or be off balance. And so that's why I like to explain that I wear these glasses for depth perception and balance. So I don't necessarily need them to read as of yet, which is good because of this. Because you see the reflection. It's kind of distracting. And then, I love my hair. I love this purple thing. It's a blue dye, and I just love how it turns out. It's kind of coming out on the other side, but it doesn't matter. So these, everything I'm wearing, not everything, but the hat, this headband, and the scarf were made by somebody that I care about. So this was made by my friend Will. He gave that to me last fall, and I wear it a lot just because it's nice and warm. Then I just got this from my friend Sylvia, and she made it, and I got it last week, so I've been wearing it all week, and I'm surprised. I always used to see these people wear these things, and I'm like, isn't the top of their head cold if you're just wearing these? But actually it wasn't, just there. But I'm wearing both of them because I'm like, oh, people I care about made these. And then this I've had since college, from SOU college, from the dorms. And I had this friend, and I lost track of her for many, many years. And I still had it and wore it almost every day. And I was like, oh. When she gave this to me, she said, you can have this. It's full of mistakes. I'm just not going to do anything with it. So she didn't really make it for me. She just made something, and it was full of mistakes. And she said, here. And I've treasured it for years and years. It's just one of my favorite things. So I'm going to wear all three of them. It wasn't earlier, but I have a little bit of a cold. I don't think it's the big COVID, whatever. We all know what it is. But I think I've started nannying again. Well, after school pickup, and then hanging out for a bit. And this little girl's 6, and she was coughing a lot last week. So I think She has a little cold, and I got her cold. It wouldn't be the first time. Okay, so we are in this book, and this is the first journal that I could tell from college, and it is when I was in Italy. And the look at that, goes off camera. Looks kind of funny. The entries I'm going to read are kind of fun because one of my viewers will maybe recognize some of these moments. Let's see what we get. So when in 1999, from look, I was writing it like they do in Europe. So obviously in America there's no 14th month, but that would be that's the 14th day of February in 1999. That's how they do it, and they just put a dot, not a line or a dash. And then for many years, not many years, like a little bit after I left Italy, I kept writing the date like I was in Europe. I think it was kind of cool. It doesn't really matter. Like, it looks so cool. We think that because something is foreign, it's so neat. Like, I have a friend who lives in Scotland, and he has this app called look at my makeup's almost, see? Better. He has this app called the Randonautica, and it can schedule you to go somewhere in your local vicinity. And then he puts it on, he films as he's walking out, he films it on YouTube. Or then puts it up on YouTube. And you know, when you're in America or somewhere else, you're looking out there going, oh my God, Scotland. And it's just like a suburbs area, but it looks different than where you are. And so you put on a pedestal something that is foreign as somehow special and different. And yet it's just like a suburbs. So like if I did the Randonautica, which I'm kind of thinking about doing because it looks interesting, I would probably be like, yeah, this is where I live, you know, whatever. But maybe someone like him would be like, ooh, America. And that's like the simplest little thing with the date. It's just the date. It's just how it's written. It just so happens to be different than in the United States. So it's got to be like, you know, it's got to be like special. And so I'm going to do it this way. But really, when it comes down to it, it's just a date. There's not that many. I don't know. It's just interesting how we like lift things up as somehow special when they're not. So it was written, and I've got notes. I think this was, I had to write about, like, I've got notes from lectures and paragraphs. Need more on what you are learning about Italian life and culture. Some entries. Okay, so it looks like I had to write this for my for homework, but I didn't do it right. Like, I was just writing, and I didn't write like what I learned in Italy, so I didn't get a good grade on it. And back then I was like, oh, but now I'm like it's just funny. I'm glad I wrote this. So on Valentine's Day, it's 6 a.m. Sunday, Valentine's Day, the day of lovers and love, and I'm wandering around the S&M train station. I don't know what S&M stands for. It's S.N.M. It's not what you're thinking. Why am I wandering around this train station where no young American girl is advised to be at any hour of the day alone on this day of love, you ask? I am looking for my best friend who I haven't seen for 2 years. The one who is my other, the one who has been a torture to be separated from. But now I can't find her. Maybe it'll be quieter down there. But now I can't find her. I'm wandering around this big, scary train station in the early, early morning, lost because I can't find her. Lost? Like, oh, I can't find her. I'm lost. But then as I finally find my way to the front of the station, I see a figure standing next to a column. It's like I'm gonna meet this person in the shadows and they're gonna like give me some weird code or something. Could that be? I turned my back. There were some guys around that didn't seem too bright. Then, whatever. Why were they not too bright? Maybe they were just in the dark. But then this little figure, how diminutive, how I'm putting my front down, this little figure, by the column sings out my name. I turn, S, I say. The figure steps more into the light. I like that the figure, like, steps into the light. Oh! And smiles. Within moments, we are running across to each other in each other's arms. Within moments, it is just the way it once was 2 years ago. That's what I liked about that week. Being with her again, it was like no time had passed between us, and that is how you know you have a good friendship. I think, even though we had so much to tell each other of our goings on throughout the past years, we didn't need to explain ourselves or catch up on our friendship. I can't begin to explain our friendship, so I just won't. I just know that even though I've gotten used to not having her around all the time or saying goodbye to her, I know that it always hurts when she has to leave. When she has to leave me, and that I always want her with me. Oh. In some ways, actually, she is always with me. Aw. I do like that. I still kind of think that a friend is always with you when you carry them in your heart. Okay. I don't have much to say. I mean, I could go into more detail. And I might. So, let me read and then I'll finish. I've just got a couple more that I'm going to share today. Yeah, just a couple more. 16.2.99. That's February 16th, 1999. If you keep up. That's 16.299 is how they do it in Europe. So it would be, I'm so bad at depth perception. So it would be February 16th, 1999 here. So keep up. Okay. It's 5:30 p.m. and we're leaving ILL class or ILC or something. I don't know what that class is. It was some class in a synagogue that we had to go take. Italian language learning or something. There is a hair salon right next door, or rather a few doors down. I've been saying I'm going to get my hair cut for days now, so I just walk in. Instantly, I'm surrounded by the Italian hairdressers and their assistants. They're all like surrounding me. I was overwhelmed by it at first. Now, there's something that I remembered specifically about this, but then there was something else that once I read it, I was like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that. My friend from Switzerland who was with me and who knows a little Italian figured out what was going on. 40,000 lira for cut, wash, and dry. Now, 40,000, now first of all, lira doesn't exist anymore because it's the European Union, and so I don't know, what's that, EU or something? Euros is what they're used now. But 40,000 lira was more like, I don't know, $20. I don't remember. It's not saying like $40,000. I would just walk out. It's like $20 or something. She explained, luckily there was a picture on the wall with a woman with how I want my haircut. So I just pointed to that and let them cut my hair and let them at my hair. First, this girl, about my age, maybe a little older, gave me a wash. It felt good to get your head massaged. I soon learned not to be so afraid of these people at the hair salon. Italians! They weren't big Italian hairdressers, just a small sort of family business of hairdressing, and I started to feel more uncomfortable. I think I meant comfortable, but I'm like, this family business, I'm afraid of them. The guy who cut my hair was a real character. He just thought he was the most beautiful thing on earth, my friend and I decided. He had long, thick, curly black hair with masses and masses of gooey gel in it. When he was done cutting my hair and began blow drying it out, he would blow dry and otherwise adore himself. in the mirror while busy with me. But one of the most memorable moments about that haircut came from that guy. He was nice. They were all nice there. And I had an overall positive experience. When I got back to my pension, I was recommending them to all my friends if they ever chose to get a haircut. Well, anyways, why this particular haircut was worth recording here, besides the fact that I learned a little more, got more of an actual Italian experience, this guy, obsessed with himself guy, was actually pretty cool. He had some music, American music playing. It was a mixtape. He asked me from where I was from, and I told him, he asked me from where I was from, and I told him, California. He flipped over his tape, rewound it a little, and pressed it play. I had no idea of what he was doing. The song started. I thought, oh my God, if this is Hotel California, then I'm gonna just die of laughter. It was Hotel California. This woman came over to try and turn the sound down, but this guy made sure she didn't. I was touched, though. Through my laughter, even a little embarrassed. This reaching out, doing something for me through the language barrier, really touched me. ... 19.2.99. That is February 19th, 1999. We went to Siena today, and I nearly just died because it was so amazingly beautiful. I nearly died. What? And if that wasn't enough, afterwards we went to San Gimignano, and that was even more beautiful. That's the kind of Italy I want to see more of. I miss the country. Yeah, so I've always been a country girl. But I want to write a song about stupid Americanas. I want to explain to the world that I have never met an average Joe. The guy that I was sort of seeing, that I considered my boyfriend at the time, was named Joe. He had been my drama teacher like a semester before, and, you know, wham bam, thank you ma'am, after the class had ended and he'd given the grades. That, on the contrary, all the Joes I have known, or know, are extraordinary. Okay, one more. 20.2.99. February 20th, 1999. Today was my friend's last day. ... In Florence, that is. She's still alive. Thank the gods. Like that I was not a Christian yet, and I was saying thank the gods. We slept in a bit, then walked around Italy, ate some delicious waffles. Okay, the Belgian waffles, which I probably can't eat now. And they were, oh my God. They had this, and then they had like Nutella dripped on them, and you could like add different things, but I always loved Nutella. And Nutella there was different than the stuff you get from the store that's like from Canada. It was just richer and sweeter and like not like peanut butter kind of thing, but it was like you just dribble it on. Oh. Okay. And Italy, you probably have seen these around, the Kinder Eggs, where you eat the chocolate and then there's like little toys, and you can like, and my roommates that I lived with during this time in the pension, we had like this whole thing set up on our dresser. Okay. Like from Kinder Eggs. But now and I was like so excited. Oh, Kinder Eggs, this is like new. Now you can almost get them anywhere. So, oh, expansion. One thing that's good from what I can hear years back, about 10, 11, 12 years ago, when I was going to Calvary Chapel, one of the girls worked at Starbucks, and I asked her if they were in Italy, and she said, that's one place they won't let us in. I'm like, ha, good for them. Okay, then we walked around some more. Just walk around. At about 5:30 at the Church of Santa Maria Novella, we witnessed a march. The Communist Party, dun dun dun, for political revolution in Chile. Let me tell you, it was awesome. And that's like underlined like many times. I'm so bad at this. And like exclamation. I felt educated. I felt educated just watching it. And there is more about Italy, but I'm going to stop there because the rest of this is pretty much about Italy. One thing I want to talk about my Italian experience is I can look back and I can see that there was a lot of trauma and a lot of my illness was coming through, nervousness or anxiety, depression, and then like trauma issues of not trusting people from whatever that would be, whether that would be from the high school experience with H or whatever from the rest of life. And so, and like my high school class, I have some, now we're good buds, but back then I just had trauma from leaving them, like especially from when we were in middle school together. I got teased a lot. I was not popular, so I didn't know how to be in social situations. So I got teased. I got made fun of. I got slightly bullied. Slightly. It was weird. Like right after college, when I graduated, I moved back for a bit and I saw them around and I was like, I forgive you. And they were like, what? Like, what did we do to you? So in their perception, it wasn't a sticking point to them. They probably have other things from their life that they have had to work through, but that wasn't. And that was not really an apology to say, I forgive you, because I wanted them to say, oh my God, thank you so much. But they didn't. So an apology or an amends is not supposed to be to make you feel better. I mean, it's not supposed to make you don't do it for your ego. You do it because you want to actually make amends and like move on with your life. But that was kind of like an ego trip. Like, I forgive you, which really was a weird thing. But that's what I was saying about it. And really, this was highlighted to me. I didn't know how to be with people. And I thought that I had this impression of people that they were fake or cliquey or something, and I couldn't fit in. So I put that label on them and I put that barrier up and I kept people at arm's length. And that's just not okay. Like, and so that was a little bit of my fault. Whether they were or not had nothing to do with, with what was going on in their head. I didn't know. And I acted crazy. I was untreated for so many years and hadn't dealt with these issues, and I was just behaving as I always had, and then I would just like snap out of it. I have like these episodes and such with my roommates, and of course that put we're gonna put you over there kind of thing. You just stay over there. And also being bipolar or being undiagnosed, having undiagnosed bipolar, but not knowing it at the time. And so I think a lot of times I was doing things that were, being in this new place, maybe drinking more, partying more, doing stuff like that, and not being as serious as I would have been now. And I mean, I was 20, 21. Everybody was doing a lot of that. But I think that there was a lack of seriousness with me because of my untreated bipolar and PTSD that was yet to come out. And so I put a barrier against the people that I was studying with. And so I lost contact with them because some of them I didn't. There is one that I'm friends with on Italy that we'll always have Paris. And maybe I'll talk about that at another time, about my Paris experience. But for many, many years, I've just always had trust issues with other people and told a story about how people don't like me. And so I'm going to label them as fake, or I'm going to label them as this and that. And that's not necessarily true. That was something I had to deal with within myself. So that being said, the person that I was meeting, my friend from Switzerland, you have probably seen her in the opening credits in there somewhere. And I know she's watching this. So I'm going to dedicate this not to her, but to the very, I wonder where he's at. The guy who adores himself who was adoring himself while I was getting my hair cut with the greasy hair, the Italian guy, that guy. And to Hotel California. And then secondly to my friend, Michelle. That's not her name. Her nickname, Michelle.
Flipping through the pages of my old journals, with every turn another memory, and dusty words bring pictures to my mind. I see the marks of the passage of time, patches of living stitched with a common thread. My life's like a quilt that's been sewn together. I can't get away from love. If I went to the edge of the earth, you'd follow me. I can't get away from love. If I go up to the heavens, you're there. If I make my bed in the depths, you're there. I can't get away from love. Baby, I was going barefoot in the summertime. Maybe I was falling asleep to the sound of rain. Maybe I was listening to the quiet of early evening. Maybe I was sipping coffee with a couple of friends. Maybe I was eating ribs at the rendezvous in Memphis. Maybe I was on my knees whispering promises. I can't get away from love. If I went to the edge of the earth, you'd follow me. I can't get away from love. If I go up to the heavens, you're there. If I make my bed in the depths, you're there. I can't get away from love. When all the Kodak moments have faded and are all but lost in my head, moving past my stubborn spirit, I will remember you who carefully guide me here, guide me here. I have traveled a long and wearisome road, but it's been paved, no doubt, with mercy. And like the cracks in the walls and the cobwebs near the ceiling, I've collected companions through the years. And like an old coffee stain, these things stay with me. Your presence hangs over me like a canopy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't get away from love. If I went to the edge of the earth, you'd follow me. I can't get away from love. If I go up to the heavens, you're there. If I make my bed in the depths, you're there. I can't get away from love. I can't get away from love.